Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have studied the different types of index numbers and the problems based on that. So today we'll start with the new topic called test for adequacy of index number. Why this test is done? Because we have many methods and each method will give different results. For the same type of data, the results are different. So because of that, the test for adequacy of index number is done. So in that we have many methods. We have 4 methods called as unit test, time reversal test, factor reversal test and circular test. The index number which satisfies all these tests will be called as consistent index number. So first we'll be studying regarding the unit test. This test requires that the index number should be independent of units of measurement, of quantity or the price of various commodities. So whatever the index number is there it should be independent about the price and quantities, in what measurements it is done. So prices are usually taken in terms of dollars, rupees, and quantity it can be kg, liter, milliliter, anything. So whatever the index number is taken or we have computed, it should be independent about the units of measurement. Whatever the units of measurement, as I said, prices are taken in terms of rupees, dollars and all, and quantity kg, milliliter, liters. So it should be independent regarding that. And this test is satisfied by all the index number except the simple aggregative price index number. So except this, it is satisfied by all the methods. So it is asked in 2 marks. Explain unit test. Then you have to write the definition of this and the index number which does not satisfy unit test. And sometimes in 1 mark it is asked, name the test which does not satisfy unit test. The answer is simple aggregative, and you have to mention compulsory it is price index number. If you just mention simple aggregative index number, it is wrong, because quantity index number satisfies, only the price index number will not satisfy. So the answer is simple aggregative price index number. The next method is time reversal test. So here the name itself specifies time reversal. So time is, what is the time that we are taking while computing the index number? We are taking base year, which is denoted by 0, and we are taking current year, which is denoted by 1. So base year symbol is 0, current year symbol is 1. So time reversal means whenever we are interchanging the base year and current year, the resultant index number should be the reciprocal of the earlier. So according to time reversal test, an index number should be such that when the base year and current year are interchanged, the resulting index number should be the reciprocal of the earlier. This definition is given by Irving Fisher. Irving Fisher has defined time reversal test as the index number should be such that when the base year and current year are interchanged, the resulting index number should be the reciprocal of the earlier, or in other terms we can also say it as the test requires that the index number computed backward should be the reciprocal of the index number computed forward except the constant of proportionality. So here except the constant of proportionality is into 100 what we are taking while computing the index number, that is to represent in terms of percentages. That is not taken. We are only considering the ratio, not the percentages. So P01 is the price index number of current year based on base year. Similarly, when we interchange 0 and 1 here, we'll get 10. This will be the price index number of base year compared to that of current year. According to this statement, we can write in terms of symbol as P10 equals 1 divided by P01. So when we are interchanging the base year and the current year, the resultant index number is the reciprocal. So it is 1 divided by P01. So in other words, we can write this as P01 into P10 equals 1. So this is the condition that we'll be using to check whether the index number satisfies time reversal test or not. We'll test here which all methods will satisfy the time reversal test and which does not satisfy. So to begin with, we'll start with the Laspeyres price index number method. So what is Laspeyres price index number formula? P01L equals sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into 100 is not taken while doing the time reversal test. We are taking only in terms of ratios. Now in this formula, interchange 0 and 1 will get P10 value. So interchange 0 and 1. P10L is sigma. Again in this, wherever you have 1, you have to interchange with 0, and in place of 0 you have to interchange 1. So it will be P0 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1. Then mention the condition of time reversal test. So according to time reversal test, P01 into P10 equals 1. So this condition should holds good. Now we'll take the left hand side. So P01L into P10L. So we have taken this side P01 into P10. So P01L into P10L equals, substitute the corresponding P01L formula, that is the price index, Laspeyres price index number formula. It is sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into, we have to substitute P10 formula, which is sigma P0 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1. And we have to see whether it is equal to 1. We'll get equal to 1 whenever all the terms get cancelled. So here we have sigma P1 Q0 in the numerator. Check whether we have P1 Q0 in the denominator. We doesn't have P1 Q0, so directly you can write it is not equal to 1. Only one term if you check and write it as not equal to 1, it is enough. You need not check for each and every totals. So it is not equal to 1, so P01L into P10L is not equal to 1. So therefore, Laspeyres price index number does not satisfy, price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. Laspeyres price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. The same thing we'll do it for Paget's index number and see whether it satisfies time reversal test. So write Paget's price index number and the formula of Paget's price index number P01P. P01P is sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1. So here the weight is Q1 and into 100 is not taken while doing the time reversal test. Again in this, interchange 0 and 1. When we interchange 0 and 1, we'll get P10P equals sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. Now write the condition of time reversal test, which is P01 into P10 equals 1. Take the left hand side and prove whether it is equal to 1. So we'll get P01P into P10P equals, we have to substitute the Paget's price index number formula, sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. Again check the numerator part. P1 Q1 we have in the numerator and we doesn't have P1 Q1 in the denominator. So any of the term will not get cancelled, so it is not equal to 1. So P01P into P10P is not equal to 1. Therefore, Paget's price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. Paget's price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. So we have checked, we have proved that Laspeyres price index number does not satisfy time reversal test, and even Paget's price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. The next method we are going to prove is regarding the Marshall-Edwards price index number. We'll check whether the Marshall-Edwards index number satisfies the time reversal test. So Marshall-Edwards formula is P01ME equals sigma P1 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P0 Q1 into 100. Again it is not taken. Interchange 0 and 1. We'll get P10ME equals sigma P0 Q1 plus sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q1 plus sigma P1 Q0. Write the condition of the time reversal test, which is P01 into P10 equals 1. Then we'll take the left hand side, P01ME into P10ME. Substitute both the Marshall-Edwards index number values. So it is sigma P1 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P0 Q1 into sigma P0 Q1 plus sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q1 plus sigma P1 Q0. Now don't check individually, you have to see the complete numerator part, that is P1 Q0 plus P1 Q1, both should be in the denominator. P1 Q0 plus P1 Q1. We have in the reverse order, first we have got P1 Q1, then we have got P1 Q0. Whether you add 2 plus 3 or you add 3 plus 2, it is the same thing. So we can cancel this P1 Q0 plus P1 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1 plus sigma P1 Q0. Then similarly, we have here P0 Q1. P0 Q0, the same thing it is there in the denominator but only in the reverse order. So again it will get cancelled. Since it is addition, if it is there in reverse order also, we can cancel that. So it is equal to 1. So that means Marshall-Edwards index number satisfies time reversal test. So Marshall-Edwards price index number satisfy time reversal test. Then we have regarding Dorbish-Bowley's price index number. What is the formula of Dorbish-Bowley's price index number? It is P01 dB equals 1 by 2 into sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. Now interchange 0 and 1. Interchange 0 and 1. We'll get P10 dB equals 1 by 2 into sigma P0 Q1 divided by P1 Q1 P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. Interchange 0 and 1. Here when I have written Darvish-Pauli into 100, I have written it. Will not take that into 100, it is only the ratio terms. Then the condition of time reversal test is P01 into P10 equals 1. Now substitute that P01 dB into P10 dB equals 1 by 2 into sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into, so this is regarding the P01 Darvish-Pauli's index number. We have to write now P10 Darvish-Pauli's value, which is 1 by 2 into sigma P0 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1 plus sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. You need not check with the total part. We have 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. That will not get cancelled. When we multiply 1 by 2 and 1 by 2, we'll get 1 by 4, which is not equal to 1. So you can write directly the conclusion. Darvish-Pauli price index number will not satisfy time reversal test. Darvish-Pauli price index number does not satisfy time reversal test. So we are doing this only for the price index number problems. So this was regarding Lespie-Pachet, Darvish-Pauli and Marshall-Edwards. We have two more methods to which we have to check. It is Fisher's and Cayley's price index number. What is the formula of Fisher's price index number? P01F equals square root of sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1. Interchange 0 and 1. When we interchange 0 and 1, we'll get P10F equals square root of sigma P0 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1 into sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. Now write the condition of time reversal test, which is P01 into P10 equals 1. Again we are taking the left hand side, P01F into P10F. Since we have square root in both the formulas, I'll write it only once, the square root symbol. So it is sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into sigma P0 Q1. Again I am writing as into and multiplication sign, then continuing with the P10F formula. So it is sigma P0 Q1 divided by sigma P1 Q1 into sigma P0 Q0 divided by sigma P1 Q0. So we have sigma P1 Q0 in the numerator, sigma P1 Q0 in the denominator, it will get cancelled. Sigma P1 Q1, again 1 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator we have. Then sigma P0 Q0, sigma P0 Q1 and sigma P0 Q1. You can cancel only when you have one number in the one total in the numerator, the other one in the denominator. So everything got cancelled, will be remaining with square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Therefore, Fisher's price index number satisfies, since we got it as equal to 1. Fisher's price index number satisfy time reversal test. Then the last method is Cayley's price index number. Will verify whether it satisfies time reversal test. And the Fisher's price index number method is very important. It will be asked in 10 marks based on the problems, and sometimes in 5 marks you have to prove it like this when it is asked. So P01K, Cayley's formula is sigma P1Q. So here quantity, whether it is base year or current year, it is not given, it is fixed weight. So quantity is fixed. So sigma P1Q divided by sigma P0Q. Interchange 0 and 1 will get P10K equals sigma P0Q divided by sigma P1Q. The condition of time reversal test is P01 into P10 equals 1. So P01K into P10K equals, substitute the formula, will get sigma P1Q divided by sigma P0Q into sigma P0Q divided by sigma P1Q. So sigma P1Q and sigma P1Q will get cancelled. Sigma P0Q and sigma P0Q will get cancelled. Will get equals 1. So Cayley's index number satisfies. Cayley's index number satisfy time reversal test. Satisfy time reversal test. So in the 3 methods will satisfy the time reversal test, that is Marshall-Edwards, Fisher's and Cayley's index number. Laspier's, Parshey's and Dorbish-Bowley index number will not satisfy time reversal test. Again in 1 mark it will be asked, name the index number which satisfies time reversal test, or the name the index number which does not satisfy time reversal test. Both it can be asked. The index number which satisfies time reversal test is Fisher's, Marshall-Edwards and Cayley's, and the index number which does not satisfy time reversal test is Laspier's, Parshey's and Dorbish-Bowley's index number. So this is regarding the unit test and the time reversal test. So unit test will be asked in 2 marks or in the 1 mark. Time reversal test, 10 marks it can be asked. It will be asked in 5 marks and even in 1 mark questions. So we have 2 more methods, factor reversal test and circular test, that I'll be continuing in the next class. Thank you.